The diploma from Nigeria President Bola Tinubu is what was turned over to election officials in Nigeria and is now the subject of judicial proceedings here in the United States. Tinubu's opponent, Atiku Abubakar, has filed suit in the US seeking clarification on its authenticity and is attempting to have the results of the election that was held in February overturned. And this is written by J. Coyden Palmer. He said, I got admits this one story shows the level of corruption in Nigeria and it makes you cry and laugh at the same time. The president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, produced a fake diploma from Chicago State University to an election board in Nigeria that claims he graduated from the Southside Institution in 1979. Chicago State University officials have confirmed in court that Tinubu did indeed graduate from the university, but cannot confirm the authenticity of the diploma that has now been submitted into evidence in a federal court. U.S. District Judge Nancy Maldonado on Thursday issued a stay on an order that would have required Chicago State University officials to provide documents from the university confirming or denying residents or President Tinubu's claims. The matter has thrusted Chicago State University into an international political war in which political opponents of Tinubu and many Nigerian citizens are calling for his removal from office. He was just elected to lead the country back in February. Let me make this easy for you. The diploma itself is a fake. On the alleged diploma, the date of graduation is listed as June 27, 1979. The signature of the Chicago State University president shows Elnora D. Danwe. I almost spit out of my coffee. I laughed so hard when I saw this. Dr. Daniel didn't become the president of Chicago State until 1998. How do I know? Because I covered our inauguration on our first 2 years at Chicago State when I was a student reporter for the now defunct school newspaper Temple. Additionally, on the fake diploma, Dr. Neva Lubin is listed as the president of the board of trustees. Dr. Lubin did not even start serving on the board until 1996. I've known Dr. Lubin since my days as student at Chicago State University, as she's a lifelong resident of Chatham, where I grew up. Okay. Furthermore, in 1979, Dr. Daniel was working as teaching assistant at Columbia University, according to her biography and the resume she submitted when she applied to become the president of Chicago State in 1998. Now, 81, retired and living on the East Coast. I'd love to know her reaction to the news that the president of Nigeria, who is 71 himself, claims she signed his diploma. The president of Chicago State University in 1979 was actually Dr. Benjamin H. Alexander, who died in 1997 and was the first African American to serve in that role at Chicago University. In 1979, Dr. Lubin, now married and going by name Lubin Johnson, when she wasn't even a doctor in 1979. She didn't become a physician until 1984. So how two signatures of people who were not working at Chicago State University came to be on a document that the president of Nigeria is trying to sell as legit isn't really a mystery. It is a lie. It is deceit. It is part of what is ruining many African nations and the world as a whole, which is corruption. Other inaccuracies on the fake diploma that can easily be spotted by anyone who ever attended Chicago State University. The university logo is all wrong for the time period. Again, I know this because the logo on the fake diploma is the one that was controversial when it was changed in 1999. Myself and my fellow student journalists at Temple wrote a story about the change in the school symbol because those against it said it was a waste of money. They claimed changing all the school letterhead and and signage to the new symbol would remove financial resources from other needs. President Daniel thought the change would be better marketing for the university, so the change was approved by the board. The university symbol in 1979 was a triangle with two bars. The bars represent the growth of the institution, starting as Chicago Teachers College, then Chicago State College 1967, and eventually Chicago State University 1971. I know this because I had to read that stupid handbook Life all freshmen, and you learn about the history of the school. Chicago State University attorney Michael Hayes said the university is prepared to do whatever the court asked of it. He said this international controversy has brought unwanted and unfair publicity to the school. I would debate that claim, as Chicago State University does enough stupid stuff that brings bad publicity to itself. However, I must admit, for now at least, it seems that Chicago State University is a victim here of a Nigerian scammer. It wouldn't be the first time an American institution fell victim to scammers in Africa. Okay. The end is possibly near for President Tinubu, at least in terms of his presidency, if justice actually prevails in Nigeria when Judge Maldonado makes a ruling next week, in which it is expected that Chicago State University will turn over documents that shows its true student records. The courts in Nigeria will have a decision to make. They either remove their leader for violating law in Nigeria or look the other way. I hope they understand the whole world will be watching too, especially at Chicago State University. Nigerians and everyone else deserve the truth. If Tinubu is willing to fake a diploma, what else is he willing to do? Is it not shameful? Well, greetings from the other side. A lot of people are reacting to this. I must start by expressing my profound and professional method used, especially if Tinubu is willing to fake a diploma. What else is he willing to do? In coming days, that masquerade will be unmasked for all to see. Could you please share an original certificate for that year if you can? The whole world has now seen the ineptitude of Nigeria political actors. Buhari, Amoda, Ogunlere, aka Bola Tinubu, Mahmood, Wike, MC Ulomo, Asari Dokubo, APC, the five foolish PEPT judges, Wole Soyinka, and other state actors. Truth be told, David Denny has finished the job, and Nigerians know the true color of the scammer sitting as Nigerian president. Thank you, Mr. Palmer, for shedding more light on this issue and for bringing more clarity. The whole world now know better. The ball is now in the court of Nigeria judiciary. Mr. Koidin Palmer, you have no idea what you did here. We have a ghost as a president. He had claimed a primary and secondary school he went into. See, even in Nigeria, they busted Tinubu. Waiting. When they fear God. So they can tell us, say, nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. If nobody is perfect, why is he going there? Why did he go there? It's not perfect. It's not perfect. If you're not qualified, go and sit down. If you know that the kitchen is too hot, you're going to leave the kitchen. You don't deserve it. Can't you just imagine? They'll be telling you, leave me alone. Una go tire. Really? They go tire? We did, yes. So guys, let's hear your opinion and have your take on this. Thank you.